And we're live! Yeah, I gave the cue. Well, hang on. This is we're testing this because I'm having to mess with stuff, and I'm getting that Joe has no sound. So we're no, it's just something that I gotta mess with. It's not anything on your end, Joe. So you guys can hear me, I guess. All right. So no, it has nothing to Joe. It's got nothing to do with that. I because I'm trying to figure that out right now. No, we can hear you. They can't hear you. Okay, you go do that. This isn't super official. This was more just we're gonna talk about the images that we all saw on Thursday, and I was just messing around with all of this to try to figure this shit out. So, yes, and and we have to see if they can hear you too. So I'm gonna listen to the replay of this. That way I can hear all these voices in my head like Randy Orton. All right, so they can't hear you either. So now I gotta mess with that and figure out. I wonder, because I think if I turn these back on, there might be an echo potentially. So let's do that, and maybe the thing lied to me. So Tyler, you go ahead and say something.
Okay. I'll just kind of babble on incoherently here. So there's more Origins that were put out, and I really don't give a shit. I'm sick and tired of seeing Origins pop up all the damn time because that's all anybody wants to talk about. Oh man, you're not
And
gonna be
there's
able to
the
find them in stores
delay.
anyway.
So, all right. So I think Tyler has audio now, and Joe might have audio when he gets back. So I
Okay.
think I may have figured that out, and I don't think there's an echo.
It'd be funny if he didn't come back, like he just went to Popeyes and said "fuck it" and just walking down the street and avoid being gunshot. And
Sorry, it's confusing to me because I'm listening to you talk, and then
yeah,
I'm unmuting this so I can hear the feed
okay,
at the same time. All right, so doing that, that's why I wanted to do this,
yeah.
so we could get this figured
But
out
I'm not gonna
before.
worry about like how coherent
No,
we are. This is not,
no, this isn't. I'll probably even put like test stream in quotations or something. Must have been on that hooker that Joe had in the basement.
yeah. And take the duct tape off. Like, does this thing work?
Yeah.
I found it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think I may have figured it out. So, Joe, you go ahead and start talking. And then Tyler kind of talk too. And then you guys let me know if there's an echo between them or anything.
Okay.
I don't think there would be.
Joe, are you any closer to getting me my lizard man?
No, you ain't getting that son bitch. Oh, fuck it. I said I'm giving up. You ain't getting in round two. Round one never happened. You're not getting it. No, but yeah, it'll come soon. Can you guys hear me okay? Did that come in clear?
Yes, Joe.
Okay.
None of this had to do with you. I know that you're like, look, I'm Joe Motto. I do all the customizing and I do things.
Is that what I
Shows
do?
about me. Everybody's got the mask. Everyone wants to draw me.
Well,
But No.
All right.
So we're all good.
We're all good.
All along.
Well,
No echoes. No echoes. Everybody's in sync.
Alright.
We are the new in sync.
Oh dear God! I'll never say
Oh,
that
yeah.
again.
We're going on.
So Tyler will play the role of Lance Bass. I will be Joey Fatone, and Joe will be JC Chazez. Was that his name?
Oh, we all know
Sure,
I'm the Justin Timberlake of this podcast. We all know that.
No.
I know none of these people or things, but I believe you. So
Of course you don't. Joe
Hey,
knows voice.
no, I'm. You don't understand how happy this makes me. The reason that we tested this, or I wanted to do this, is because ever since we started, Tyler and Joe haven't been able to actually see me in the call. It's always just been black screen for them. And Joe could see me only because he was watching the YouTube feed and he could see me on the delay and everything. So if I was wearing a shirt or if I had anything to show up on camera, Tyler couldn't see it at all. He just had to hear me. So now they can see me, we got everything synced up now. So hopefully when we're talking, that completely eliminates the whole aspect of as you're watching it and they're starting to talk and it sounds like I'm ahead of them or someone's a little bit behind the other. All of that's like fixed now, I believe. So fuck yeah. I'm excited about that.
All right.
I am too. I am. About time I can see you. It's not too pleasant, but at least I can see you live now. Yeah. So anyways, yeah. Welcome to this episode. It's a special one, episode 268.5. Fans of Power. You know all three of us. I don't need to say it again, even though you didn't hear me last time. You heard the spiel a million times. So yeah, we got a lot of people in the chat room. I'm going to say one thing before we get into everything. We have Zentron, Pride of Grayskull. I almost said Fans of Power. Yes, I did it again.
Wait. It almost sounded like you said Private Grayskull.
Yeah,
No,
I thought you did say.
Pride.
I thought you did say Private Grayskull.
You know what's weird? I talk so quick, I don't even know, but I think I said Private Grayskull, and then Lacey Dean, Johnny Cock, DJ Tags, Spider Rat, Grimbot 80s Rewind, Dingalorian, Zen Brown, and I think that, let me see, I think I might get everybody. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Well, and Ryan just joined us, and
yeah.
Wait.
Just leave it at that. Don't try to pronounce the whole
Ryan
thing.
Seacrest?
Also, too, yeah, Ryan Seacrest. You guys put it in the chat because you might not notice it. It might not be too noticeable to most people, but where my computer is a little bit older and it's closer to me on this side, sometimes you could hear like a little fan running off in the background, and I kind of messed with the gain on my microphone and turned it a different way, so maybe that would cut out. It's not making the usual noise that it does, so that you probably wouldn't be able to hear it anyway. I don't know. If anyone's a stickler for our audio, let me know if you kind of hear that noise too.
Well, at least everything's pretty straight now, and I don't think I've heard anything messed up on your audio end. Now, before we do get talking about the Masters of the Universe Revelation reveals, I did want to say something about a cat of mine, of Copycat, which I've said before. If Mattel was inspired by my cat, my name and everything, I don't care. But, you know, a lot of people say, oh, Joe, it's just... It's like, yeah, you do. Joe, say it. You secretly like, son of a bitch, god damn it, that's my
It eats away at him every day.
We are about as unofficial as we could possibly get as human beings and fans of He-Man. So you can say whatever you want. If they're listening, they don't give a shit. They're going to copy you anyway. They're going to steal our ideas. They're not going to give anybody credit. So, yes, please, take a spoon and shove it up their ass.
Well, speaking of all that, a lot of people say, oh, Joe, it's just probably coincidence, whatever. It's like, yeah, sure, because a lot of people say, well, Joe, you think you're the first person that thought about Faker Cat? And I'm like, actually, no. Even when I was a kid, I painted up a blue little cat for Faker. But every custom I ever seen of a Faker was a cat painted blue, and they call it a Faker Cat. I am the first person that did the cybernetic damage, the silver design, and that different look, which caught on in the community. I always said, you know what, the fans that did it, that were inspired by mine, it's awesome, and they all would give me credit. It's really good, and even the ones that didn't, still, it's cool I inspired them. So, of course, people said, Joe, it's a coincidence. There's no way Mattel copied you. So, Dan did a video a few days ago where he talked about the PowerCon reveals, and when it came to Duplicate, he said, hey, I have to give honorable mention to Joe Amato. He's known for his copycat, and he showed my copycat, so I want to thank Dan for that. But just before the podcast started, I was tagged a few times by people who said, Joe, you got to go see Dan's video right now. He's talking to the designers at Mattel. And when it came to a guy named Ruben, when they came to the part where they talked about the Faker Cat, he referred to it as copycat. He was like, yeah, we came up, we figured we'd do this copycat for him. And one of our designers named Sean Pack or whatever his name was, they said he came up with that design, and then we all spitball ideas of what it could look like. I'm like, okay, so you said copycat, Freudian slip, then said who made it, and then they're like, we spitball ideas and color designs that coincidentally has the silver damage face like mine, and then the claws, they added 2, of course, but my silver damage is like, so Dan corrected me, he's like, don't you mean duplicate? So there's okay, copycat's a good name, duplicate. It's like, so I think it was a Freudian slip. I think that pretty much sums it up. I've already said they look at my stuff on Instagram and Twitter. They liked my photos. I don't care, but it's just, my God, how many times are you going to work around it? Just say, okay, Joe, we're inspired by your stuff. Like I said, who cares? Just say it. I'm not getting money for this. I don't expect money from it, but isn't that hard? So that Freudian slip, God, I can't even say that because I get so worked up. It says it all. So there you go. Hello, Tommy, for joining us. And yeah.
I bet Joe just sits around, well, not even sitting around. He probably wakes up in a big old sweat. God damn, use my idea.
He researched like a bottle of Jack Daniels, but it's not really Jack Daniels. It's like, Arnold Palmer tea or some shit like that. Just chugs it. His hair is like all hanging over. It's like Martin Sheen in Apocalypse Now, and he's like in his room in his underwear kicking shit and starts crying. And
my God,
it just makes Mattel look like just complete jackasses. Like nothing's ever going to change. And I can't stand it and know that people went out of their way to contact you and tell you that they have to be those self-appointed corporate evangelists who love to defend the companies that make dumbass decisions, and they go out of their way to just push people out of the way. No, you don't get it. They didn't do anything wrong. You're fucking stupid for thinking like that. And I demand an apology because you were saying something derogatory about Mattel and the wonderful big brain jackasses that are delivering these wonderful half-assed toys that we can't find anywhere. You can find He-Man and Skeletor, all right? I stand corrected, and Battle Cat clogging up the shelves. I'm sorry, Mattel, you are getting something right. They are
genius.
They're great at failing upwards here. But I just knowing that they had to go out of the way to tell Joe that, and I can't stand it. I can't stand people trying to defend or tell people they don't have a right to be upset with things that are being targeted towards us. And just like, they didn't hire you to defend them. So, take that spoon that Mattel shoved up their ass and stick it up yours, I just, go away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's internet culture anyway. Like it's this weird world that we live in now that people have to argue all the time.
And yet we're all trying to sit there and say that everyone has a right to their opinion and you have a right to, hate whoever you want or feel however you want or whatever, and yet you cannot show a difference of opinion about popular culture stuff. If you love it, you're an asshole. If you hate it, what a prick.
It's just like, I don't know why people gotta argue about that. But speaking
of that.
Speaking of people arguing about all of that, let's transition here. Boom. There we go.
And now
into this.
Exactly. Now, again, this is something to where even on the podcast right now, we're not all going to agree because, okay, I've said from the beginning, I wish Kevin Smith would have never promoted this as being a direct sequel to Filmation because people are under the impression that
he's never watched a damn cartoon.
That's the problem.
Well, yeah,
that's the biggest problem.
You're right, because people were thinking, okay, we know it's not going to look exactly, but it should have aesthetically a close look, design-wise, the heart, the feel of the show, and none of that is in this because when they showed the figures a while back, some of the previous stuff, I remember saying, this kind of look like 2000X figures. People are like, Joe, it don't look like 2000X. It looks, completely different. Well, then here comes the previews of the cartoon finally, and I'm like, well, that sure looks like MYP. And here's the thing. I love MYP. So when I was seeing He-Man with Battle Cat, when I seen Beastman, Mossman, Skeletor, I was like, I actually think that looks good. I mean, it does look good, but you already pissed off fans that are under the impression this was going to be a continuation of Filmation. So they're mad, they're upset, they have every right to be. Like, again, right now, we're not all going to agree on everything I'm, saying, but when you look at Skeletor, that is dead MYP there. I mean, there's no doubt that looks pretty much dead on. And I did think this... Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said... Yeah, but
someone had posted just a comparison shot. Here's NYP Skeletor. Here's this Skeletor.
They're dead on. And look at Moss Man.
That's exactly the same.
Exactly. It all has that kind of aesthetic and feel. But the thing is, I loved NYP. So when I see this, I think it looks great. I'm just hoping at the heart of this show, they don't do bullshit and don't have to preach to us during the show or have these moments that are just going to people say, oh, fucking God.
Joe, you know it's coming. Don't pretend and do the whole Joe gimmick where you actually wholesome and open-minded. You know damn well Kevin Smith, Mr. Pop culture mainstream bull, is going to be shoving in as much shit as he possibly can, like along with hiring all of his buddies to fill the roles, whether they're appropriate for it or not. We are not going to get anything that's what we're being sold. I mean,
yeah, because some of the changes, admittedly, when I seen Orko, I hated it. Now, I'm one of the few people that hated the NYP. Now, the NYP design of Orko, I even said I hated that. I didn't like the long, lengthy look of him. His robe was too fucking busy. Just too much shit was going on. But then this Orko, these goofy-ass eyes and ears, and now you see all of his arms. I mean, it's like our buddy Dushin said, and a lot of people said, he's a wizard, he's a magician, a trickster, nothing up our sleeves. Well, now there are no sleeves to be had. It's just he gets more bizarre in every fucking iteration I see him. And as you see, they start off looking like how we know, but they said as it goes along, it's going to change. Like, I don't mind that, okay, Tila, Evelyn, athletic looking, fine, okay, they look jacked. Evelyn, I would think would be less jacked because she's
they look more like dudes, though. Like, their arms, like they could beat up He-Man and Skeletor.
Well, I guess that's what I was going to get to.
Too big.
Yeah, because, you look at Tila, like, in this scene right here, it looks fine. She has the armband. It looks good. Then we see her as it progresses because they said it's going to evolve, and she looks super jacked. Now, I could say, just for the sake of saying, okay, it could pass. She's a warrior goddess. She's kicking ass. Maybe she could have more muscle. But Evelyn, she's one that's casting spells. Yes, she's going to be athletic, but I don't think she should be as juiced as Tila is. And they give Tila the short haircut. And let's cover her legs and cover her stomach and her neck and her chest. It's like, do you guys realize that He-Man is more naked than anybody? So don't do this shit of like it's sexist or it's a male gaze. It's like, okay, then what is it when we're looking at He-Man? You can't tell me that people aren't attracted to men. Men and women can be attracted to him. So it's like, so what's the issue there? He can be half naked, but Tila, oh dear God, cover her stomach, cover everything head to toe. It's like, this is fucking ridiculous. Let her look athletic. These are warriors in a fantasy world. If you look at MMA, boxing, if you look at wrestling, people wear athletic attire, especially when it's chosen to when they're going to do battle. You need to be flexible. You need to be mobile. If you have all this clunky armor and shit, you're what, going back to the Knights of the Round Table with a suit of armor? You can't fucking move. So the aesthetics make no sense of that. Otherwise, things I think look good. Hearing some of the story elements sound silly, but I'll pass it to Tyler, Nathan, you guys go. But yeah, some things, but some things, oh God.
Tyler, you go ahead. I haven't gotten your thoughts on it entirely, and then I'll go after you.
I mean, a couple of the shots look okay. Like, not, they don't make me feel like, oh wow, well, I can apologize for thinking anything less about this, because clearly we're going to get something because we got pictures. People are so quick to like, okay, you haven't heard anybody speak, and we don't know what kind of storyline. And we already know we're not getting what they're promising because the Filmation series never had an ending. So this horse shit is saying we're picking right up where it left off. It didn't leave off. There was no ending. It just sounds like it was like a snake oil sales pitch to tell people who don't know much about He-Man. They're being sold that. People who devote a lot of personal time to collecting, watching, and reading about He-Man, no, there was no ending to it. So to sit there and say we're going to pick right up where they left, I'm like, no, you're not. You're just saying it to appeal to people who grew up on He-Man, as if like we're all meat with eyes with brains of an ice cube. So I don't know obviously with the bullshit like pre-story or prequel comic book by His Majesty Rob David, creating some bullshit storyline like this series is already fucked already. So just that alone, I mean, the people already with their fingers that have been up their ass and putting in the melting pot here in the fondue pot. I mean, I'm sorry, people. Like, you could like the pretty pictures all you want, and some of them look pretty good. Others look like shit. Roboto wearing a damn poncho. Is that supposed to be like a message that we don't want robots being naked anymore? Like people find
he's protecting his insides. Maybe it's supposed to rain, and he's got like some cracks in his armor or something, and he's just trying to keep him from.
Or we want to make sure that the only skin being shown is Tila's big ass arms. I
don't know. my impression of it was, for the most
Entertain girl
part,
hairdo. Good God, man.
that stuff doesn't really bother me. I think it's more of what will transpire to get to that point, to have the change of look, or however they're going to do this. And that's the important thing. We have the pretty pictures, and while some of this stuff does look pretty good, it looks like MYP, as Joe said. So out of the gate, they've already lied to you. We don't know what the voices are going to sound like, and we don't know what the stories are going to be. So this can look fantastic, but if it's missing the other two elements, then what is it? And the way that culture works these days, and especially with binge watching and having stuff on Netflix, I really do feel like this will be hyped up, because it comes out, July 23rd?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're roughly 2 months away. But what will happen then? It'll come out, people will have their opinions, and then I think that'll be it, and people will move on with their lives. I don't think the way that stuff is set up these days is not for anything that comes out to really retain and keep people in. It's just a fad. Oh, hey, that was awesome. What's next? And then they're on to something else. People don't stick with shit anymore. So I think this will be the same case.
The flavor of the month. It happens,
Well,
right?
but some binge series can really resonate with people and have a lasting impact if they're well done. I think.
Well, I get that. Well, I get that, but think about, as good as it is, think about Cobra Kai, right? Like, there's not people that are still out there right now talking about it consistently or anything. Like, it had its moment in the sun when season 3 came out on Netflix. More people came to it because what is this? They hadn't heard about it because it was exclusive to YouTube the first 2 seasons.
Well, it's an ongoing thing with like what you said right there. You're right.
Goes.
People kind of aren't talking about Cobra Kai right now, but you damn sure know they're ready for the next season. It was like anything that we grew up with. Anytime you had a season of a show, you'd watch it, you'd take a break and come back. You would. You'd watch it, take a break.
About it for excessively long periods
Right.
of time because
Until it comes back.
but I do feel like Cobra Kai, The Mandalorian, Stranger Things are all shows that you could binge watch, but had quite an impact once most people had watched an initial season. Like, obviously things will die down, but hell, it was a while before I even watched season 1 Stranger Things and knew that it had an impression on people. Like, Nathan talked about it, Joe talked about it. So I'm like, okay, obviously this has resonated with people and it has a lasting impact. I think Cobra Kai was relatively strong. And Mandalorian obviously had a firestorm of popularity. It was obnoxious because everyone was just focusing on Grogu.
But I don't see this being anything like that.
Oh no!
I guess
I believe this is going to be. This is going to come and go, and no, it's not going to have an impact.
I guess Cobra Kai was. I guess Cobra Kai was a bad example.
Yeah,
I meant to the degree of. When shit comes out on Netflix, it gets hyped up, and then people watch it, and then most of it just doesn't stick or resonate.
Yeah.
With them.
Oh, no, that makes perfect sense. I know exactly what you mean with that. Like, this probably isn't going to last. Whereas Stranger Things, Cobra Kai, just as Tyler said, even when they're finally done and gone, it's still something that will always resonate with people that where, you know what, I'm going to reminisce and go back to that, and it'll still be there. Whereas a lot of stuff that pops up in Netflix and other pop culture, it's there for a good year or two, and then it goes away, and then you never hear people talk about that shit no more. It's just forgotten. It's just like we said, the flavor of the month. This, to me, is... I don't even consider it a cartoon series. It's like I was telling James Etok and a few other people, I was like, this to me is basically a movie broken into 10 episodes, because it's going to be 10 episodes, and I think it's like 5 episodes for one season, 5 for the other. Because back in the day, we had all those one-offs, over 130 episodes, where each episode is its own story. This is just one story that's in basically a long movie, broken up. So I don't see it as a series. It's going to be either, hey, people, it's a hit or a miss, and people forget about it, or like, hey, maybe it had good impact. But when you're hearing about some of the story elements when they were talking about online, where they said it's going to be about human feelings in an inhuman world. It's like, no, I don't want to fucking hear this nonsense. I don't care about the feelings of bullshit. Let's leave this right out right now. We don't need to talk about that. When we talk about it's about abuse, I don't want to hear about abuse. I don't want Evelyn to feel like I'm going to be a heroic warrior now and stay with them forever. I hate that bullshit too. So if that's gone. And then the last part with this about the powers of Grayskull being within all of us, I swear to God, it better not end where
God, it's like the midichlorians all over
not
again.
Not just that, but remember in the Masters Universe comic that whoever the hell wrote, and I think he's working on this series too, where everybody got. Oh, okay, Rob David. Everybody gets a part of the power of Grayskull. It's like, no. Do you realize, look at this universe in back of me and all these characters. Everybody has their own purpose, their own ability. So picture He-Man then having all the power of Grayskull with everybody. So you have Mechanic, who already is a gimmick of himself for what he has, and Buzz-Off, and Stone and Rock on everybody. They have all that, and they have the power of Grayskull. Then where does that leave He-Man? What makes him special? Oh, he's just a guy that has some of the power too. That's fucking bullshit. This is his character. He is the one that's supposed to have the power of Grayskull and to be the main character. But now to make all the power to go to everybody, I pray it don't end like that. But if it does, you guys don't know how to fucking write. I'm hoping, like I said, it doesn't.
We knew this was going to happen, Joe.
Oh, I'm getting all worked up. Got blood pressure medication. God damn, I don't even have any.
See, I knew nothing about the whole abuse angle and all of that shit. And once again, this kind of goes to a point of if your idea, and I know that obviously the only people that are going to be watching this are adults, I would think. There probably will be some kids that will check it out, or teenagers or whatever.
Kids that their dads are making them watch it so they can take a picture, say, look, my kids like this cartoon too. Aren't that cool? You got to like it too. Assholes.
I just don't know. I don't understand. It goes back to the whole Joker and Harley Quinn thing, where they're like, well, Joker's abusing her and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, yeah, of course you have that, but we're not like beating you over the face with it. And now, I guess it's just the way that we are in this, how would you call it, the politically correct nature, and everyone has to be PC all the time, and you have to worry about feedback and people wanting to cancel you and all this shit constantly. Everyone walks on eggshells. Why do we have to take these story elements and beat people in the face with them? See what we're doing? It's like the whole thing that studios like to do. I'm gonna have to mess with Joe's camera and get him bound.
I like it going back and forth like that. It shows my emotion. It's back and forth, up and down. That's what the camera's fucking doing. Go ahead, I don't care.
But I don't know why they have to do all these different things. Or do you see, we cast this Asian guy, diversity. And I'm like, well, no one was really thinking about it for the most part until you said something. But thanks for bringing it up. Now that you do, oh, well, why isn't there a black person in this? Oh, shit, we forgot. I don't know. It's so...
honestly, in this day and age, when people are being cast based on their ethnicity, I think I'd feel insulted that you didn't cast me because you liked my credentials, that you felt like I was the right person. You cast me because of my skin color.
Yeah.
Like, you're not casting me because you think I'm talented. Like that piece of shit movie Snake Eyes, they confirmed he's going to talk and take that damn mask off. So that movie's fucked too. Like, exactly what I thought they were going to do. I was like,
takes the whole essence of that character away.
That is the character. How about we just change Darth Vader's outfit to yellow, and he's not wearing the mask at all. He just takes it off all the time because we hired somebody, and people like to show their face, and we hired a Hispanic actor to play Darth Vader in the upcoming films. Well, nobody will know how woke we are unless they see his face. Like,
and it's like, who gives a shit? Like, I don't care what they look like. If they're a good actor, then
it's irrelevant. I don't care about the skin
it really is.
You know, that's why I'm like, okay, I'll go with whoever you cast to play Snake Eyes. But I'm like, but you cast him so he can talk. And sure enough, it was confirmed yesterday. He's going to talk. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not watching that piece of shit. You know, so again, with all this, like, these guys are not about telling a great action adventure story of good versus evil. No, it's more about this mentality of agendas and like, well, that's not what He-Man's about. They told great stories that sure you could pull stuff out of that you could relate to, but that was not the backbone of the series. And I'm like, I told you guys, I did not trust anybody behind the writing of this series. And all this coming out just confirms everything I had been bitching and griping about was going to happen is happening. So if I don't want to hear anybody attack Joe or Nathan or me or anybody else who comes out when this show comes out and says they don't like it. They got every right to not like it. If you like it,
Yeah,
great.
and just the same, you have every right to like it if you want to. It really doesn't matter. Like, you guys don't need to go and argue with each other about this because it's a fucking cartoon. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, but don't.
And I'll honestly say
do not get your hopes up. Do not.
Yeah, because
They
I mean,
pulled
for
the
me,
shit
I
with
mean,
She-Ra, and look what happened. That no one gave a shit. It came and went. It's forgotten. It was like a fart in the wind.
yeah, and
Yeah.
definitely a different look. See, because that's the thing I was concerned about. Was like, how bad would the art be? But I gotta say, the art is not bad. I like the stuff I've seen. I was like, yeah, it looks damn good.
Some of it looks okay. Like that shot of He-Man on Battle Cat looks good. The sword looks terrible. But
Yeah, it's a different. Yeah, right. The sword is switched up, and I knew they would do that, but at least it's somewhat.
That's the thing. It's just more bullshit, and just thinking people were dumb enough to buy into their sales pitch, and it's
I guess
all
I was
bullshit.
just glad it didn't get the MYP sword, because I'm so glad this sword is at least more reminiscent to the classic sword we know than MYP. But yeah, I love the look of He-Man, Battlecat, Skeletor, Mossman, Beastman, Teela when she's in her classic gear there, and it would be interesting, to see when Roboto has that poncho off. I mean, if they're going to say, hey, it's for a scene where he's going undercover, it's like, yeah, but you can still see his fucking head, so I don't understand the context. But
I don't care what logic is. Roboto wearing clothing, I'm like...
It's goofy. It is. It's weird, but I do love seeing, like I said, everything else, but not... Well, he's my least favorite. I hate Orc.
If they didn't release that picture in particular, would your opinion be a little bit higher than it is now?
Because I didn't see that stupid ass fucking Orko and that moronic poncho on Roboto.
Well,
are we completely, as dumb as this sounds, are we completely sure, like completely sure that it's Orko and not some other?
They won't bring in another Trollan. Yeah, it's Orko.
Okay.
It's not going to be another Trollan.
Okay.
But otherwise, like I said, I do like the look of what I'm seeing. But yeah, it all comes down to the story. Like you said, sure, we're giving opinions, and some people will say, God, you guys are going fucking nuts. You haven't even seen it. Correct, but I'm giving opinions on things that I'm hoping we don't see.
Yeah, but I tell people, to those douchebags who like to go out and say it because they got to defend everything here. Look, I have seen enough stuff in my time. I'm like, I know where they're going with this. And we go to the theater. I'm like, shit, I wasted my money and my time because I knew what was going to happen. I went anyway with that mentality. Yeah, maybe it won't be too bad.
Do you want to give a prime example?
G.I. Joe, Ghost Rider, Alien vs. Predator, 1 and 2. I'm like, son of a bitch. You keep thinking, maybe it'll be better. Maybe it'll be better. Maybe the turns won't be so bad. I'm like, fuck.
Have you ever went to one with Nathan that went nuts? Did you ever go together with something?
No, all of those.
We went to all 4 of those. Yeah,
all of those. We walked out of Ghost Rider.
I literally want to fight somebody when we left G.I. Joe. We reserved the right to get up and leave during Ghost Rider because we thought, like,
fight somebody.
It's Nicolas Cage. It's gonna suck balls, and we both said, look, if one of us doesn't want to sit through it, we have to get up. And I said, I gotta get out of here. He's like, no, man, this is funny. We'll wait another 30 minutes. He's like, fuck this. Let's get out of here.
Nathan, what was the worst example you could think of when you seen Tyler flip out of all those movies?
G.I. Joe was easily the funniest because we started making fun of it probably 20 minutes in, but we sat through the whole thing and we took our friend Keith with us.
He was a G.I. Joe fan too, yeah.
He's a big G.I. Joe fan. And yeah, I left the movie disappointed, but Tyler was so pissed off that it was funny. So I couldn't help but just laugh the whole time and just egg him on, like I do anyway. He was so, like, his face was red. He just looked like this. He was just like... And he was doing shit with his hands. Like, he just wanted to strangle somebody.
Yeah, I remember making gestures during the movie, just like this, just spasm, because I'm like, ah!
Yeah. Just like that.
I'm like, I'm not doing it because I'm more focused on this shit that Steven Summers is like, Brendan Fraser playing gung-ho, Channing Tatum and his pubescent mustache, and ripcord. I'm like, Marlon Wayne's doing his Marlon Wayne shtick, man.
What about Dennis Quaid? He was in there for about 2 seconds.
Gives a shit. All of it. Cobra Commander is a mad scientist played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, man.
Yeah, it was a shit movie.
Oh my god.
What were the other examples? You said Ghost Rider, G.I. Joe,
Alien vs. Predator.
Alien vs. Predator. I actually saw for free because this is when they were still doing the movie cache with DVDs, where you would buy a DVD. It has a movie cache. You would go there. You'd see it for free, and I was just like, I saw this for free, and I'm still disappointed. But once again, I had fun with it because towards the end when the alien queen is popping out eggs, I'm just there in the theater just being like, and
that's what got me through is when he's making fart sounds when the alien's shitting out eggs, and I was the only thing I got, and always remember
even the guy in
it.
front of us started laughing
because it was a piece of shit film. And I was so mad. And this was like we were already being told, whoever wins, we lose. Well, we lost, and we didn't listen. We went and saw it opening night, and we're like, and all because, just like all these other pricks, you don't know, you didn't see anything, guy. You got to defend it, man. It's your right. It's like, fuck you. I've seen enough to where I know where they're going with this stuff. Stop trying to tell me I don't know what. No, I've never been to California. I've never walked inside a movie studio, but you know the direction they're going in based on who they hire, the story they tell you, the trailers, the posters. It's all cheap shit, all of it. Like, it's never going to get any better. This series is doomed from the get-go based on who's in charge. And mark my words, I don't have to say anything else. I don't have to defend myself. I don't need this. This podcast is over.
Mark my words, and then he doesn't say anything. I can't remember what trailer it was, but you remember when we went to the theater that one time and this trailer played and people were like laughing at the jokes, and I I was like, don't laugh at that. It's not funny.
Perfect. Yeah. We went and saw Amazing Spider-Man in theaters, and everyone was like, "Oh man, it's that Wilson, whatever that one,
Wilson,
whatever." Yeah, doing like horizontal running, and everyone was like, "Ha ha!" Hash slapping all over the place. Nathan got a, "Don't laugh, it ain't funny," because it wasn't. Just these idiots, just like because she's fat, right? It's funny, like.
No, well, didn't you know if you're fat on film, then it's hilarious?
Yeah,
all
because
fat people on movies have to do is fall down on people like,
it's funny
they're
she's
fat.
Yeah, just stupid
Why?
shit.
It's just dumb.
Yeah, and it's never getting any better. The quality of films and entertainment is just steadily dropping because nobody knows what the hell to do. They're just like this jerk-offs from Game of Thrones who admitted, like, we don't know what we're doing. We don't know how to make a good game. We're not into this kind of stuff. It's like... And those are the people they're putting in charge of these high commodity franchises. And yet everyone can't wait to attack Joe. Joe, man, they didn't steal your idea. It was like the original brainchild, man. I won't have you, putting skid marks all over the reputation of my beloved Mattel and their shitty head sculpts. I won't have it because my kid likes these toys because I made him like them.
Speaking of shitty head sculpts, I got to say one thing. We'll transition out of the Revelation cartoon to the figures. So we got more images of the actual figures themselves. Now, of course,
I didn't download any of those to show on screen.
And that's what I was going to get to. First, let's talk about Skeletor, where, again, these have a 2000X feel. Some of them had those peanut heads, and it looks like He-Man and Skeletor have it.
I thought Joe was going to say penis heads.
No! Peanut heads. So, yeah, those little peanut heads. And Skeletor is just one cheap-looking cape. That cape looks cheap as hell. But then let's get to He-Man. What is this new fascination of everybody smiling all the time? Because when you look at He-Man, it looks like he's smiling for a prom photo.
Because you gotta make them happy, Joe. Well, you can't have depressed toys on the shelf.
He-Man's supposed to look intense. He-Man's supposed to look intense, battle ready, with the teeth gritting. That's his face. But now we're gonna give him a happy look. It's like, wait, guys, I thought you said that this cartoon's for us, so you know these toys are gonna be supposedly for us. So why are you happying them up like you're doing with Origins? Because Origins, you have a Hordak, a couple Skeletor heads, Beastman. They're all smiling. It's like, why are all the villains smiling? Why is everybody smiling in this fucking world of anger and fighting and good versus evil? But the evil people smiling. But now He-Man is smiling too, which is sillier and shit. But I have to get the figures because I'm gonna have to make new heads for people, which I've already had requests. So I need them for scale. But Mossman looks fine. But
Mossman's easily the best looking one.
Yeah, Beast. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, Mossman looks fine, but I was almost gonna say Beastman, but he didn't come out yet. But
I would buy that Mossman.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get the Mossman.
I don't think I'll buy any of the others, but I think Mossman I would, because I do like that arm attachment.
Yeah, he looks cool. Like, he looks good in the cartoon. Looks good as a toy. But now, the one toy I don't want out of all of them is Battle Cat. Nothing can save that abomination. I hate the head sculpt. I hate the helmet. And here's the thing. They said, well, now you take off the helmet, you have Cringer. It's like, okay, now let's think about this. You take off the helmet, you have Cringer. Right, but I was like, but where's the angry Battle Cat face that we all know? You guys should have did one other thing. optional head for Cringer, because you know they're not going to make a different scaled body to make a Cringer. They should have had it where you still have the angry face unmasked of Battle Cat, and then pop on a Cringer head. But it looks so silly now that when you take the helmet off, I know a ton of people that love displaying their Battle Cat without the helmet, and he looks angry and pissed. Now you got the Cringer face. It's like, God, you should have made 2 heads. So that there's nothing is saving Battle Cat. But Moss Man looks good. He-Man needs a new fucking head. Otherwise, I don't care. His body is everything else with the armor. I don't care. It's fine. Skeletor, that head should be slightly bigger, but that cape just looks cheap as shit. But otherwise, Skeletor's fine. And Evelyn, I'm just indifferent. It's like, it's just weird looking.
Sucks,
I don't know.
She sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, even with her helmeted head, she's a little bit better, but that long hair just doesn't look right. It's like, no, that's not Evelyn. She's supposed to just have her helmet on or short hair. I don't understand the long hair thing with Evelyn. So that's pretty much those figures. And there, I think we ranted about those. If people in the chat room, we'd love to hear your questions or thoughts on any of this. And, of course, Nathan, you can get to talking about if there was questions from last week or if you just want to say something else, too. Man, I need a fucking headache pill or something. God damn, I don't even usually get headaches, but this got me worked up.
Well, because that's what happens when people keep dishing out shit, and we're just expected to like it and accept it. Because if we don't, we're not a fan. We're just angry all the time. That's what we need to get Michael from Retro Blasting on here, because he goes through the same shit on his YouTube channel, man.
We'll get him on.
Yeah,
I'll get him on.
Well, I mean, that's the whole aspect of this too. I mean, we kind of put ourselves in that position to be out there for people to hear our opinions, and it's kind of funny. It may be contradictory in a way that we are out here giving our opinions, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter.
No,
does that make sense?
No,
yeah, like we're honestly, we're just here to entertain you guys and give our thoughts. We could give a shit one way or the other. Like, all right, we feel this way. When we're done with this, I'm gonna go outside. And I might actually go to Snooper's Antique and look around, see if I can find anything. I doubt I will.
Some cool Ray Harryhausen toys.
Once we turn this off, I don't really think about this stuff anymore. It was kind of funny when those images came out because I was getting multiple Facebook messages. I even got a text from Dingalorian in the chat room. It's like, hey, did you see this? I'm like, yes, I've already seen it like 50,000 times already. Thank you. It's nice that people are excited about it, but just temper your expectation a little bit.
Yeah.
Some people are just already like, this is going to be the best thing ever. And they're acting like how Kevin Smith does in all of his videos. Like, this is great. Or fucking Harry Knowles from Ain't It Cool. It's like, this was amazing. Temper your expectation. And don't fool yourself. If you go into it and you don't like it, it's okay to say that you don't like something. Like, it's fine.
It doesn't make you less of a fan if you don't like it.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
But also come prepared to explain to people why you don't like it. Not saying that you have to give them a reason, but at least have a valid reason in your mind of like, all right, well, I didn't like this story element. Why the fuck did they do that? That didn't make any sense.
And also, if they like something, they can say why they like it as well. You're right. Either way. Yeah.
But you don't need to get pissy with each other.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
And
this is a cartoon.
Why waste your time arguing
it's
with
toys.
people? Like, even if you like it or you hated it, why do you feel the need to go and look for people who feel the opposite way and go after them?
Yeah.
Like, why can't you yourself in your own home enjoy what you like, or like, you know what, I hated it, I don't ever want to see it again, I'm gonna go back and watch Filmation and NYP.
Yeah.
Why
stay away from Facebook and stay away from comments on Facebook. Stay away from replies on Twitter, and just don't worry about it.
Enjoy what you like.
Save that shit for other things that matter more.
Or do it in person when you're around friends or something like that. Like, to devote your time to getting notifications on your phone or iPad from someone who disagrees with you in a very harsh way. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you wasting time with that? Like, you don't have to agree with anything that we said on here. If you don't like it, more power to you. You know, that you don't have to agree with me, or you can agree with Joe and Nathan and not me. I don't care.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make you less of a fan or a bad person. But, you know, I don't need to hear anything ugly, because I'm not going to go after you for being, you know, different than me. Who gives a shit?
It doesn't make you a bad person until you start being an asshole about it.
Yeah. I mean, when we're done, Joe's going to do his own thing. I'm going to go watch Miami Vice, or look for more G.I. Joe stuff, or enjoy the beautiful weather.
Oh, Fuck. What
Yeah.
What?
Sorry,
What's your
Joe.
problem with my advice, Joe?
That's my thing where I always give you guys shit because I never watched the show. I was like, just never watched.
It just makes you a big loser because you didn't watch
See?
the show.
He's like, everybody be good to each other. You have your own opinions. You don't watch it, Joe. You're a loser. Fuck off.
Well,
And then boom.
see, Joe is forced. This is the best thing. I don't want to hear it, Mr. Last Dragon. I'm never going to let
God, Last Dragon. See, that's fantastic. See, so you piss off.
No, the Last Dragon is funny because Tyler absolutely fucking hated it. Joe absolutely loves it, and I'm in the middle. I'm just like, you know what? I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I didn't find anything bad.
Exactly.
I had fun with it.
Right.
It didn't bother me.
It's all different. Like I said, we all have different opinions. I always like giving each other shit.
We are mature enough to like. Nathan likes stuff I don't like. Joe likes stuff I don't like, and vice versa. And I'm not going to stop being friends with them, or I can't do the podcast with Joe because he's never watched Miami Vice, or he doesn't like Karate Kid Part 3. Like, it still makes him an asshole, but I'm not going to, start doing the podcast with him.
God, do I hate Part 3. Oh, my God. They had that marathon the other day, and right when Part 3 came on, just changed the fucking channel. God, I hate
You just confirmed that you are still an asshole to this day. Everyone knows.
Oh, yes.
This podcast. You're an asshole.
Part 3 obviously is the weaker of those three films. There's no denying that.
No.
I hate it. Daniel was an asshole to Mr. Miyagi the whole fucking show, and at the end he's getting his ass kicked, but then he finally does this little goddamn thing, spin punch. I was like, oh, that was the dramatic ending? I fucking hated that ending. Oh,
you don't understand anything that's going on.
I do. I hate it. Oh, I hate it.
We'll completely negate any of those points that we made earlier on, by the way.
I remember watching it at the theater, just the deflated at the theater when everybody's seen that. Unlike the other two where they screaming at the end. I remember when Part 3, when he did that shit and did the punch, everybody was like, huh? And some people were like, that's it? But everybody was just so quiet. I actually do remember that moment. It was quiet at the end because I thought there was going to be more. It's like, oh, it's over. That was fucking worthless.
As a kid, I will say the climax, how he beat Mike Barnes, was not as impactful as the crane kick. As I got older, though, I realized there's a lot more to it, and the logic behind all that. Get the hell out of here. Bury your head in a dumpster and just wait for your, whatever it is you watch.
It is safe to say, though, that Next Karate Kid is easily better than 2 and 3. I think we can all agree on that.
Oh, yeah, that was something else. I know why Nathan's saying that here. And whatever.
Mortal Kombat for the Sega Genesis is the greatest video game of all time.
Yeah,
I disagree.
I disagree. It's oh God.
But yeah, that's fine. We'll just.
Joe, where the hell are you?
We just completely negate the points we were trying to make about 10 minutes earlier.
Sorry, he wasn't quoting "I'm going to get you, sucker."
Kid.
We had a lot of other people joining us, Richard Haynes and Roland Redneck Reviews, and a whole lot of other people. JSP, we missed a lot of people, but thank you all for joining us late. We're pretty much almost ready to wrap it up, unless you guys have questions, and of course, if Nathan has something he wants
if you have questions, make sure they're good, competent questions here, people.
Yeah, and I just, I can't stress this enough, and I'm going to probably tweak the title a little bit. This was mostly a test for OBS, so they could see me on camera, we could get everything synced up and better than it's been.
It still was a revelation discussion. We did talk about the.
Oh yeah.
But just because honestly, like I could care less. Like once we're done talking about, I'm not excited for it, so I don't care. So
yeah,
so we had to say, and I'm moving on.
The late people that came real quickly, Nathan, I was gonna say, and for the late people that came, you'll also, when you go back to watch at the beginning, you'll see me do this because
I think what I'm gonna do too is I might actually cut out that first little bit.
Do you know where I found this? This was in my pillowcase. I was looking for this. I was like, I've never lost my fucking microphone. What is going on? So before the show, I'm going nuts. I grabbed that other one that just didn't fucking work. Everybody said they couldn't hear me here.
He probably stole it from somebody else's house.
Joe, they couldn't hear you because I had the track unchecked for you and Tyler.
Oh,
because
shit.
The internet. No, I
told you that, Joe. I sat here and listened to him.
I don't listen to you guys, so I get too worked up. And this was a pillowcase. I fell asleep last night.
Joe was concerned about getting his pimp from Pixel Dan, and he's like, "Oh, the hell with anything else or anyone."
Yeah. Joe doesn't give a fuck about. He's got a name drop. So someone popular on the internet mentioned me.
It ain't enough. We ain't getting names.
Did I mention I was at Men's Health?
Here. It's all about.
I was at Men's Health. What else was I in? I worked on the new compendium book. My name's in that. That's in back of me, or no, in front of me. I'm sorry. God, that's fucking horned myself out. That's terrible. I'm not a glory hog. I don't think. Let me see.
Not at all.
Where's that at? Where's that sumbitch at?
Oh, we got for proof. We have to make sure that we see his name on everything.
Oh, that's terrible. This does make me look horrible. But I am going to say, yes, I did. I did have a part of this new companion book, the additional part and everything. So, yeah, Joe Amato's name's in here. And this is an amazing book, though. There's a lot of stuff. Everybody that worked on this, they did an incredible job. A lot of new canon. But, yeah, backwards, somewhere in there, you can see Joe Amato. Of course, I can't see because I'm too fucking close and I'm probably crooked. But either way, my name's there somewhere.
We can't see either because you're all over the place and you won't stop shaking.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Damn, DT.
Hey, check this out.
I'm
guys.
somewhere in there, though. Joe Amato is somewhere there. But either way, yeah.
But Joe, so it's nice to know others worked on that book.
He's like, you see, could you picture? I leveled it in a way where everybody's name but Joe. Because
that's what we saw. I saw everybody but you on there. So clearly, Joe, you could be making this shit up for all we know.
Yeah.
Probably am.
How funny is that? Look at this, guys. I'm in the book.
I worked
That's
on the
why
live
he's
action
moving
movie.
it the way that he is. Yeah.
It's like that fucker didn't do nothing. It's alphabetical order. I think that's how it is. But yeah, either way, it was a pleasure.
Couldn't find it, man, Joe.
Yeah, we're just here. We're just here to ride your coattails, Joe. That's the only reason that
Maybe
Tyler and I are on this show at
they'll
all.
acknowledge me and Nathan for being, competent He-Man fans. Maybe somebody say, you know what? We're gonna get that guy on this project. He may be an asshole.
I would bow out of it. I don't consider myself a competent He-Man fan. I'm just the producer of the show. That's mostly how I look at myself.
No, you've been embedded to where, like, when people mention our podcast, they mention all three of us. Now, it's not so much. Yeah, well, like, anytime.
No, well, I'm just saying, like, I'm admitting it to myself to let you guys out there know I don't have the knowledge that either one of these gentlemen here have.
But obviously,
so you have passion,
and I never will.
You bring stuff that, like I said, is something different to the show that Tyler and I don't bring to it, and it just makes the perfect trio.
Yeah,
so.
it's the all the button clicks.
No. So now, real quick, here's a question from Richard Haynes. He says, do you guys think Kevin Smith has watched every single Filmation episode?
No. They probably slapped down the what is it, the 10 best episodes DVD in front of him. Here, watch this.
That popped up, and he went and smoked a doobie with Jason Mewes and said, "Oh yeah, I got this down, man. I don't need to watch any more of this old shit."
Let's see. Roboto wears a poncho and talks like Clint Eastwood and says Snoogans. Got it.
Yeah, well, that'll be Justin Long, one of Kevin Smith's buddies, who'll be doing the voice of Roboto. So I'm sure he'll sound like a real wimp.
And Roland Redneck reviews. He might not have been here at the beginning. He admittedly came in late. But he might have to go back to the beginning. He said, "What do you guys think about the power concepts?" You don't want to get me. I don't want.
That was last week.
Go back to last week and see how disappointed we were.
Yeah, you could check that. I do admit, I love the Gray Skull accessories because that I didn't realize that
looked fine.
The spacesuit. I thought it was admittedly the front, just part of it, like how they did for the classics Gray Skull. I didn't realize it was a whole figure. I was like, fuck, you're getting the whole figure and that creature coming out of the grate and the Spirit of Gray Skull only for $30. Like, that really is fucking good. That's a great deal.
I guess they decide not to pay the intern, when they put that together, so they could fill out the backside. It is a cheap.
Right. It is a really good price, and even for the 2-pack, the other one. Let me see if there was anything else besides that. Are you guys doing another show tomorrow? Since this one was just a test. Yes, we are. Go ahead, Tyler. Why don't you tell everybody what we're doing tomorrow show?
Yeah, tomorrow, Jason's going to join us to discuss the remastered Diamond Ray of Disappearance. That if you have not watched. It's on YouTube. It's on his YouTube channel. It is a complete episode. There's nothing missing. Dialogue that was missing has been put back in. Scenes that are missing have been put back in. It looks the best it has ever looked. And honestly, YouTube's upload doesn't do it justice. Like, we've all had access to the actual file. I can't get over how good he made Diamond Ray Disappearance look. It's unbelievable. Like, I saw details in that cartoon that to this day I'm like, holy hell, I had no idea like that was in that scene, all because of the remaster that he did. So we'll have him on to discuss that whole project, the reason
proper
behind
colors
it,
too, right? A lot of the proper colors for like merman and characters.
Yeah, every I mean, it's unbelievable. Like it's so damn good, and I just hope one day he'll tackle like another episode and just remaster that one.
I mean, he's going to have his plate full. So we're going to have to give him shit for all that extra additional minutes.
And when I want House of Shakoti and Disappearing Dragons remastered, damn it, James, you've had your fun. Now it's my turn. I don't care about your $100,000. And did you have a competent director directing your your little documentary. I want my Disappearing Dragons remastered. Damn it!
Yeah, he's gonna have a couple of years, a lot of work.
Oh, I know. It was damn good. It really was.
Here's a interesting question from Daniel Carhoonan. When was the last time you were in a movie theater?
I think it may have been John Wick 3.
I think that was mine as well.
Yeah. And honestly,
when did that come out?
2
That was
summers
like
ago.
August.
It was the summer
2019.
Yeah.
2019.
2019. Yeah. I think so.
God.
Yeah. I think that was I don't think I've seen anything else since then. Like not even like a screening of something like an older film. I think that was the last time I actually set foot in a movie theater.
Yeah. Me too. I at that point I think the movie I went to see before that was probably John Wick 2. I stopped going to the movies because I fucking hated it. Every time I get pissed off, I'm like, why am I wasting money to listen to someone talk over here, or some dude having to explain to his girlfriend the plot of the movie because for whatever reason she can't just fucking watch it, or, oh great, someone brought their infant child that's gonna fucking cry, or here's some dumbass teenage kids that won't shut the fuck up.
They gotta play the damn phone because their attention spans the size of a circus monkey's, where they just like, oh, I got to see the bright light, update my Twitter stats. Oh man, bored as hell. # asshole. Like I don't care. Get the fuck out of the movie theater. If you don't want to watch it, go take a shit. Do something. If you can't kill time for an hour and a half.
I'm gonna sit here. I spent $12 on a ticket just so I can be pissed off and wonder if I'm gonna have to go and yell at somebody. Actually, no. The movie before John Wick 3 was probably either Halloween or Meg. Around there.
Oh, I saw both of those with Nathan.
Yeah. And then we've already regurgitated the Meg story, which plays in the whole reason why I don't like going to the movies anymore. Don't be an asshole in the movie theater. I know they're going to open, the ones around here are actually starting to open back up now. Like, if you go, don't be an asshole. Stop being an asshole. Why does everybody got to be an asshole, by the way?
They're entitled.
Just stop.
I want to play with my phone whenever I want. I want to talk
Be
whenever I want.
considerate of other people in public. Fuck's sake. Anyway. Johnny Cock, thoughts on Michael Mercy being a dick to analog toys because he is friends with Retro Blasting? Now that I have no clue on.
I'm not sure what that story is about.
Yeah, I don't know
Joe?
Mercy. I don't know him either.
Yeah,
of course,
don't know who he
Michael,
is. I just know who Retro Blasting is.
I mean, that turns in a whole like YouTube beef and people having drama. It's just starting shit
Michael
to start
speaks his
shit.
mind on Retro Blasting, and obviously people don't like him speaking his mind about current stuff. So he has every right to. How he feels about Star Wars and GI Joe is how I feel about current He-Man. Like he's not happy with how things are being done currently, just like how we're not exactly happy with damn near everything that's being done currently.
A lot of people are saying Sonic the Hedgehog was the last movie they went to go see, which admittedly wasn't as horrible as I thought it was going to be. I decided on a whim.
I mean, it was. I knew
it was fine.
It is what it is, and I'm glad they changed the look of them, because if they kept that deranged looking fucking werewolf looking thing that they had in the beginning, werewolf, yeah, the werewolf, that would have been
spoof.
Yeah, but no, I'm glad they changed it, and it shows that people sometimes they will listen to fans. Fans were passionate. They were very vocal about they didn't like the look of them. They said, we're going to go back and change it, which kudos to them for actually doing that and changing. But it was a fun movie. I enjoyed it. I had no problems with it. But I seen on DVD.
It is not necessary to do this with everything.
No, I understand, because like you said, we don't
need to go on a crusade to start changing every single tiny little thing just because you don't agree with it.
No, I am glad.
Yeah, I mean, I am too, but that sort of snowballed into, well, let's change this and blah blah blah. I'm like, why? Just let it go out there and be shit.
It shows that they can go. That's the thing. It shows that studios and some companies actually can listen to fans. Because normally when they shit that we don't like, we voice our opinions. They'll never do nothing
on the back end because they release this film because they decide not to care or put enough attention into his visual design. So I'm like, I had no affinity for. I'm like, I'm not a Sonic fan by any means. I've played the game once a couple times, but I appreciate that fans. We're not going to accept anything less than look, if you're going to do this, at least get the look right. And I'm glad that they were so vocal that the studio had no choice. Like, we can either fail or take time and spend money and get this right. And obviously, I think it paid off. It seemed to do pretty well.
It did great. It was
But I don't know why
fantastic.
they feel like
Made
they
a lot
gotta
of money.
like do a movie where why can't you just do a Sonic versus Doctor? What's his name?
Eggman. Well, it should be Robotnik, but now they're calling him
Robotnik.
Eggman.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Like, why is he palled up with James Marsden? Like, who wants to see a Sonic movie where he's like palling around in the real world? Like we stop. Why can't we just see Sonic running around in his own world and Dr. Robotnik is running trying to kill him? Like, what? Why?
They did kind of have a reasoning for that kind of worked.
No, it worked for the movie. It did. I mean, I liked it. I mean, I can understand wanting a Sonic movie just as is, maybe a CG stuff with all the characters, but it was different. And like I said, I had no problem with it. And it's like you were saying earlier, Nathan. I know you don't want to do fan service to everybody, which yes, again, I understand. But I'm glad that one company finally did listen, because it shows that sometimes if you listen to the fans and you do, make things better, they're going to show up and support. But a lot of times people will be vocal and they're like, fuck, I don't care what you say. And then when it comes to the theater, or if it's something else in whatever format and it fails, it's like, well, there you go. It failed. If you would have,
they should have just done it right the first time.
Exactly, just do it right the first time. But yeah, so glad they changed that insanity. And who just said that? Zen Brown said, I guess they just wrapped up filming for Sonic 2, so that'll be pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I always liked them goddamn Sonic games.
Brian Davis, favorite Snake Man, go.
Squeeze.
Snake Face.
Snake Face for me as well.
I was so glad to see him in. Yeah, I was so glad to see Snakeface and Squeeze in the NYP cartoon, but of course I knew Snakeface was going to get fucked over. I knew they'd have to do something about that. Pissed me off.
When you have shitty writing on some of those episodes.
Yeah, they could have made it clever. They could have made him work a lot better. But either way, cool seeing both of them. Probably those are my two favorite, is Squeeze and Snakeface. In fact, my Squeeze that's in back of me right about here posed, I posed him in like an S design with one arm this way and that way. And that's how it's been on my shelf since I was a kid, because these shelves are shelves that my dad built and just moved it from one house to another, but I've never changed his pose since I was a kid. Same pose.
One thing that we should talk about really quick before we get off of here, because oddly enough, I'm like, hey guys, this will be like a 20-30 minute thing. We've been going for
I knew we were
going
to talk for long, but we're sitting around having fun. Like, who cares?
We're having fun. But the one thing I want to mention, if you guys are aware, most of you are, that Joe's nephew is a professional wrestler. He's actually going to be in a match on an Impact pay-per-view tonight in a 6-way match to determine the new #1 contender. And Tyler and I were making...
Root for you, Trey! Come on!
Tyler and I were making jokes that you're kind of like the Polly to his Rocky. You're just going to follow him around like, hey man, buy me something.
Yeah, he's going to get drunk and like destroy his like pinball machine. Like, can I get a job?
Show up eating snow cones in front of him and shit and everything. Oh, that's terrible.
And Joe's going to be like, a leg breaker, and Trey's like on hard times because he gets cut from Impact and spent all his money and just waits for Vince to get him to call. Oh, damn, pal. I'll bring you on. And your cousin Joe, too.
Wait, who are you again? Oh, I love it. Oh, goddamn.
Oh, your cousin likes... We'll give him a gimmick. His finish will be called a dumpster dive.
Oh shit! Yeah, I promise I won't be that begging uncle.
But I was telling Joe, I want him to win because Kenny Omega is currently the Impact champion. I'm like, the way that Trey works would mesh really well with Kenny Omega's style. I'm like, they would have a fucking banger of a match. So I'm rooting for him. I don't. Maybe Joe could give us the inside booking. Joe, do you know? Do you already know? Is he going to win?
No, I know nothing. I don't know. I know absolutely nothing. But yeah, that would be amazing.
What is the name of that pay-per-view tonight?
I'll wait till you bring it up. I don't want to say nothing.
I gotta...
Hard Justice?
No. Under Siege.
Hey.
That was a good Steven Seagal. No. You go bring that shit up.
Oh, no, we can't get Joe talking about Seagal.
Seagal movie. I will get... Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
When what's-her-face pops out of the cake top.
Yeah, the girl from Bordello of Blood, yeah.
Wasn't she from Baywatch?
Seriously and shit.
Yeah,
Baywatch
she was in Baywatch, too.
What is her name?
I don't know her last name.
Well, I'll look that up, too.
Erica Badu or some shit.
Damn,
Erykah Badu?
Yeah.
The fucking singer. I like Tommy Lee Jones in that a lot, too.
Yeah,
That's
he was
one of
really
his
good in it, yeah.
Better movies.
See, that's the kind of Two-Face we should have gotten instead of, what we got.
Yeah, I always got hungry watching them eat that roast beef or whatever they were like.
I think it was
throwing
ham,
around.
wasn't it? I thought it was ham.
Was it ham? Well, it was some real tender looking ham, boy. That got me hungry. I don't know what it was, but
Joe, you're a fast food aficionado. What are your opinions of Arby's? You like Arby's?
You like girls who look like roast beef?
No, Arby's is. Oh, it's different. I don't like the.
Joe just like leaves the woman naked, like, man, I'm thinking Arby's. Hell with this, and just leaves. She's like left, like, I'm presenting myself, and you want fast food? And you're like, I can't help it. When I see roast beef, I want roast beef.
No, they're pretty.
Erica Elenick?
Yeah,
What?
Elenek, or something like that.
Elenick? I can't. I don't know how her last name is pronounced, but yeah, Joe. What are the opinions on Arby's?
Arby's is good. I mean, they usually give a lot of. Roast beef.
Like, Arby's.
No, but they do give a lot of roast beef on the sandwiches. That was the first place that I went to where they were putting bacon in the chocolate shakes. I thought that was kind of cool for 50 cents.
You mean you?
I remember when
50 cents.
No, you know what's bizarre? I will never forget to look at the woman behind the counter.
It's really cool that you're doing that now, man. You just asked for it.
Like, Joe, yeah. No, but I went up to the counter.
What a fucking weirdo.
He offered Joe, we eat this for $1. I'll do it for $2. All right. Dip the bacon in there. And...
It don't take much. I'll mix any of that.
Joe's hanging outside the drive-thru waiting for someone to drop curly fries out of the bag.
I'm picturing Al Bundy on Married with Children when they were throwing the meatballs to him like he was a homeless dog or something from that one episode, and that's me just sitting there waiting. But I went inside, and on the counter, right there it said, 50 cents, add bacon to any shake for 50 cents. And it was right there. It had the big advertisement. So I went up to the lady, and I said, yeah, can I have the bacon added to my shake? She's like, wait, do you mean to your sandwich? Because I had a sandwich and a shake. I said, no, to the shake. She's like, why would you want to do that? I was like, because that right there? She didn't even realize. I was like, right there? It says...
Because no one's asking for it, Joe. You're the only person that rolled in
there and want to do that.
What's sad
is a joke.
But no, that's the thing. No, it was actual. It was from Arby's. It was their picture.
Sure
it was
someone just didn't write on poster board like in black marker. Hey, 50 cents, but
It was an actual, picture of the shake with the bacon in it with the Arby's logo, and it was sitting there, and she didn't even know it, and it was sitting right there when she's like, okay, I didn't even pay attention to that. So they added it. It was delicious. So yeah, you can add bacon to anything. Oh God. I'm always.
You drink bacon flavored soda too?
Oh,
no, he doesn't drink sodas.
I'd rather I don't drink pop. I ain't drink pop since I was 18 years old. But no,
but I figured you'd make an exception for bacon flavored soda.
When Joe was 18, so that was roughly 38 years ago.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, put me in the grave. All right. No, so but as for bacon, you could put bacon on anything. I eat it. Cereal, it don't matter. You put bacon with anything. Chocolate. God damn, that's good.
I have had bacon with chocolate before, and that was actually kind of good, yeah.
See? That's what I mean.
So if I'm like Joe...
Not in a shake, though. Like, this was like drizzled, like, chocolate that had hardened on bacon. Like that, and it wasn't like...
It was good to shake.
It was just...
And there were thick pieces of bacon they put in there. These two... It was like, bam, right off to the side, one on each side. God, that was good. All right. Why does this always, go down...
Now we're getting Joe all hungry.
And I'm going to go eat ramen noodles.
Roast beef.
Yeah, exactly. Goes from this to going to get my roast beef. And yes,
Trey, buy Joe a roast beef sandwich.
He showed a picture, and he's
when you're on Impact Wrestling. Damn it.
That's right. And he still hasn't got back with me. He showed a picture on his Facebook page of, I think it was Facebook or it might have been Twitter, of this gigantic sandwich that was even bigger than Popeyes. And I said, where'd you get it? And he's toying with me because he knows how much I love that Popeye's chicken sandwich and their chicken. He hasn't told me. It was
Or he's just ignoring you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, here's crazy Uncle Joe.
It might be from Burger King because
no.
They came out with a new chicken sandwich.
It's not Burger King. Trust me, this thing is ginormous. But yeah, when I come over, like I said, now this look, it's like a paranoid look of, oh God, here's Uncle Joe. Usually it's excitement, but I'm always bringing those hot challenges to him. Like I said, he tried to duck out that day when I brought those death nuts. Answered the door and he looked at me. It's like a look of disgust, and well, I guess here's Uncle Joe.
I can't picture Joe as an uncle though. Like Joe seems so young. Like Joe. I almost feel I can't picture Joe being like. It's hard to even. It's often easy for me to get that Joe's older than both of us. I keep thinking he's like our age or younger.
I think it's just the voice that he
I think
uses.
so. There's a guy on one of the podcasts I listen to. He looks nothing like what little we've seen of Joe, but his voice sounds a lot like Joe, and he's a know-it-all on there too. So much like how Joe.
I kind of wonder. And I'll toss this to the chat really quick too. If we didn't show our faces and this was just audio only, what do you picture us in your mind that we would look like? Because that would be kind of hilarious.
They
Maybe
probably
that's
think I'm
something...
some country bumpkin with my southern accent. You know?
Yeah, that's.
I still don't hear it. I've always
too.
said that. I don't know if it's because I just hear you talk so much. I don't ever hear this country accent.
Well, I don't hear Nathan having an accent either. It's only
It comes and goes for me. I hear us talk sometimes, and I'm like, oh fuck, we do have that.
But
I
some
wish
people thought
that we
I'm not
didn't.
from here. They thought like one guy thought it was from California. I don't know what that was based on, but I'm like,
Was that someone around here that said that
yeah,
to you though?
Yeah.
See, I went up to New York, like the upper part of the state for a wedding. One of Emily's cousins got married. Went up there and I talked, and they were like, "Wow, you're really Southern." And I was like, "God damn it!" So it just depends on where you are. I think the people around here don't think that we sound as Southern as we do.
Yeah.
But if we went to PowerCon, I'm sure those people,
They
if
probably
they didn't
they
listen
have
to
to
the
walk in
show,
with
they'd be
suspenders
like,
and straw hats and no socks and
Yeah.
shoes with the straw hanging out of her mouth and
there are people like that around here.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
walk around in shit barefoot.
Jonathan Raymond says, just from the voices, Tyler sounds the oldest.
And
I can see that.
Zentron said that.
That's not a bad thing.
Zentron said Nathan would look like a Cocker Spaniel. Well, the long hair off to the side of the ears or whatever that picture was, that did work pretty good.
I mean, it was accurate with how my hair looks when it's down, which I still need to go get it trimmed up because it's pretty long. I need to trim it up. Maybe go with that loose cannon Brian Pillman length. Or something, I don't know.
Nathan's got it going.
Maybe I'll just chop it off, make it short again, and I don't know. I don't like having short.
He had to go back to his high school look.
No, I don't think I could. I do it every time. Like, I grow my hair out, and I get sick of it, and I cut it all off, and then I'm like, I need to grow my hair out again. Because I just don't like having short hair. Really
It's the
don't.
way to be, man. It's the way to go.
Nah. I mean, it's easier to take care of, but
I'll
it's
be getting
just...
mine cut soon, because, boy, look at this. This shit is getting
still haven't got it cut?
super long. No, I'll get it cut in a week or two. It's going to get cut.
You said that last time, and it's like
I know.
How short are you gonna go?
It's pretty much usually around Tyler's length, maybe just a little bit longer.
Damn.
That's
All
how I usually have it. So, but yeah, this is it's been a long time, been a year and 3
Joe,
months.
do you pull your hair and put it in your mouth, or do you comb it in front of a mirror with a white brush and all that?
No, I have a black comb that I do, and I just have to keep blow. And that's the thing.
He looks like Charlie Sheen in Hot Shots Part 2 when he sits down in front of a mirror wearing this big dress PJ and starts combing his hair. And,
It takes a while though now to dress. God damn, I forgot. This takes forever. Usually when it's short, boom, quick. Now it's just I gotta keep.
Or do you slick it back and put it back in the Seagal ponytail?
No, I don't do the ponytail.
I think you should. I think you should keep the length. Just get it trimmed up and then grow that Ultimate Warrior hair, man.
That's something I did way back then. He was my favorite wrestler, so I used to have my hair.
Do it again. Mullets are coming back, man. Just bring it back.
Well, I definitely have one, but yeah, I'm gonna get it
people
cut
wear
there.
mullets now look like assholes.
Yeah, they're doing it ironically. What was it? Spider Rat. I picture Tyler as a potted plant with googly eyes glued on and angry fuzzy eyebrows.
The angry part I get. The rest of it I'm not sure about unless he's just trying to be silly.
It just makes for a funny visual. I think that's what he's
Sure. He got the anger part down.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think we're pretty much wrapped.
Yeah, let's just go ahead
so
and wrap this up.
We are. Remember, we're going to be live tomorrow night, same time, 9 p.m. or what? Yeah, 9 p.m. Because Grimbot does. Yeah. He doesn't fucking sleep.
He said he would be on our time. He already said that.
Which I greatly appreciate that you. I mean, you're here anyway, Grim. So it's.
I mean, I see him on all the fucking time. Like I said, don't matter if you're sleeping, you wake up, and you see. It's
doesn't sleep.
He doesn't sleep.
He doesn't sleep. He's gotta get everything done. He's gotta get those extra minutes added to return.
And he's going to have a lot of time. He's going to be drawing a lot of shit, but he'll be here tomorrow at 9. So, yeah, make sure you guys are here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube live. And, well, everybody that joined us, we appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it. For people that are new to this channel, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell so you can always be notified when we go live. And until tomorrow, have a powerful day.
Because some damn fool accused you of being the best.
Nathan?
I'm gonna guess Miami Vice because he's trying to trick me to see if I remember anything from any of the episodes.
No, but I should do that tomorrow night, though.
God damn. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, we got 20 seconds for the chat to see if somebody usually gets it. Grim usually probably is Google searched it. Or excuse me,
Commando?
GSP, or
Close.
Predator from Zentron? Zentron said Predator?
Predator.
Huh.
Yeah. Carl Weathers.
Well, there we go.
Yep, the weatherman.
Thanks again, everyone in the chat
Thank you.
that helped me get all of this synced up and figured out.
And thanks for taking
I'll have
time
to
to
go-
listen to us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that too. Popping in on a Saturday early afternoon. Because we had about the same amount of viewers, so hey,
That's
appreciate
cool.
you guys just being like, oh, hey, they're doing something. Even though it wasn't like really officially an episode.
It still
Well,
was, yeah.
When we've gone for about an hour and a half now, yeah, it's an official episode.
Yeah, well,
Let's stop.
it was supposed to be 20, 30 minutes.
We
Yeah,
haven't had
20, 30
shortcomings
minutes.
live on the podcast before, so
Yeah.